Hi, Mark here from the Tangent Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent Bound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Hey, it's Brian.
And it's Tony.
From the Salty Language Podcast. We're a podcast with two friends that have, been around each other for like 70 years or something, and we talk about kind of everything.
We're like a married couple that you hate.
Yeah, basically something like that. No, we talk about, just weird news, stuff that happens in our life, pop culture, really anything. It's, we just have a nice conversation and make up stuff along the way. So, yeah. And I guess, you can find us at saltylanguage.com.
For sure. And beer you'll be fine.
Well, also you can find us on DangerEntertainment.net.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment.net in case you missed it the first time.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 395.
Sexiest podcast on the network. Still running strong.
Yep. I'm Brian.
Hey, I'm Tony.
That's good. If you were someone else, it'd be really weird.
That
Are
would
you
be
wearing a Tony skin suit?
Yes? No.
Like, huh.
Who knew?
Like, really? That's the best you could do? No. Come on, man.
Come on.
Oh, man. Whew.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's been a day already.
Yeah. So, yeah, just for the record, Tony and I are both a couple beers in.
Oh, man. That would be all right.
Yeah. I feel fine. It's not,
I feel completely peach keen.
Yeah.
I do have a canned beverage, but it's a seltzer water.
Yeah, I have a Coke. So, yeah and water. Because I thought about it for a minute. Because I was
so did I.
I was looking and I'm like, It's like I have that, was it Jai-Alai or whatever? I was like, I have 3 of those left in the fridge. But then beer math comes into play. Do I drink 1 or do I drink 3?
Exactly.
And I was like, I don't really feel like drinking 3, so I'm going to just not have any tonight. I know I could have had 1.
Best interest, honestly.
But I kind of feel like if I drank 1, I was going to end up into 3. So, because those beers were going down pretty easy. So,
right.
I mean, I know they're, most of them were PBR, but still
they go down easy.
Yeah. Like Sunday morning.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. So.
Good Lord.
Yep.
But yeah, we, had some of that little evening out. Got some some pizza, some free comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Unexpected free comedy.
Yep.
Which is, we tend to do that. Like, we tend to not look to see what places we're going to have before we go. We just go.
This is very true.
And we have stumbled into various bands and open mics and whatever over the years, which sometimes they're good and sometimes not so good.
Yes. Very accurate.
Yep. So.
Today was a mixed bag.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that. Yeah.
Some of the stuff was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those comedians were god awful.
Yeah. Yeah. They all tried hard. I'll give them that.
Yes, they did try hard.
Yeah. But yeah, there was some, I felt bad a couple of times because, there was just crickets, and it's like, you didn't even get that, like, sympathy laugh from somebody,
Yeah.
Like,
well, I kind of had a feeling that a lot of the people in there were just like supporting their friends.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because there were some jokes that just fell so flat, and you're like,
yeah,
back. It's like, oh, geez.
Yeah, because there were a couple people that were laughing way too hard at some of the jokes.
Yeah, right.
Which reminds me of, do you remember when I think it was Mommy Bay, when there was that guy that was obnoxiously laughing, and I'm like, nothing's that funny.
Yeah, exactly. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Knock it off.
Yeah. No one believes your forced laughter.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because
funny, bro.
When we realized what they were doing, when you were like, you want to like one and doneer or, and I was kind of like, whatever, and, I'm kind of glad we stuck around though. Cause, there was some good bits in there. There was some pretty funny stuff in there.
There were some moments, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely had some moments.
Yeah. And, and I mean, I can't shit on it too much because it's still, I still wouldn't, my ass ain't going up there to do it,
I mean, yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. So it's like, I have all the admiration in the world for anyone willing to stand up there and talk to crickets, basically,
I mean, I'm not going to lie. There's always a part in the back of my head that wants to go up there and do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I can deal with dying a death like that on stage.
Well, yeah, and you're going to.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Even the best comedians.
You might walk out and like nail its first run.
Yeah.
Second run, you're probably going to die a horrible death.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and it's, we've heard plenty over the years of, on podcasts and stuff of various comedians like, oh, I had a terrible set like a week ago. And these are like really good comedians, but sometimes the jokes just don't land. Sometimes it's a tough room,
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Tough crowd or whatever, tough laugh, whatever they call it, something like that. Tough crowd. Wasn't that the show with Colin Quinn?
Yeah. Amazing show.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was, there was there was this one woman comedian that I felt bad for because I think you can tell she needs some work. Like, she feels like she's probably got some good material in there, but she doesn't really command. She doesn't really have a good presence.
Right.
She was kind of, and like you said, there were how many times was she kind of like, okay. And her last joke was not strong. You know, I was like, when she was like, that's my time. And I'm like, ooh, you went out on that? Ooh.
Like, ooh, bummer.
Yeah, it was rough. So, yeah. Felt bad for her a little bit
I
there.
hear you. It was like, you know, like, oh, like blah, 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 punchline. And then it was just, I wish I had my crickets face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying there, bro? It was.
Well, that was the thing, too. I couldn't decide on a couple of her...
There you go.
I couldn't decide on a couple of her jokes, like if she was like pausing for applause or if she was like
shitting her pants.
Yeah, you know, it's like she's got to recognize, like, you know, when you pause for applause and there's nothing there, you gotta, you know, like get to the next joke.
Through it.
Just keep going because that's rough. But wow. But yeah, like I said, I do have admiration for them for just doing it. You know, whether you're good or bad, it still takes cojones to get up there and do it.
I mean, it definitely does.
So,
but at the same time,
yeah, I think
be like,
overall they were pretty good. You know,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know, I don't really think any of them were like. You know, none of them I wasn't throwing tomatoes at any of them, you know? Like,
no, I mean, yeah, obviously.
Get off the stage! Like, yeah, like, I want my money back, you know?
You didn't pay for this.
Exactly.
I want it back.
I want paid for my time that you stole. Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't like that.
No, but it was fun. What was really weird to me is people watching the rest of the place. Because, sure. You know, we have a saying that's, you know, whenever we're at bars, I don't know how many times I've looked at Tony and I'll be like, there's always one. You know, there's always that one person who's weird or goofy or just makes our night or something like that, you know?
For sure.
And I was having trouble finding that person tonight until the comedy started. There was that one broad over in the corner that, like, you know, the one's like, blah, 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 girlfriend. And then she's like, yeah, you know, like, it's just.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, Jesus. And the worst part was that she fucking got that phone call about halfway through and just stood there talking loud as hell.
And she wasn't like, hey, am I, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the bar we're in isn't that big.
No,
bro.
And there's a back patio. She could have went out or gone downstairs or even gone in the bathroom.
Jumped head first out the window.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was kind of annoying. I mean, I kind of wanted to throw something at her, but she was outside of 8 feet, so what was I going to do?
Yeah, it's true.
You know, I had the pint glass.
You had the pint glass.
Bartender left that pint glass.
I honestly thought when she first started going, because the first time I really noticed her was when that little tiny Latino lady was up there.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe they're like, you know, like a couple. And she's like, yes, to her like girl or whatever,
or friends, whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like she's there to Jesus,
right?
Like she's there to support.
Mm-hmm. Like if that was you up there, I'd be yelling boo.
I kept noticing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she didn't stop. She kept doing it, and it was kind of annoying.
Kind of.
Yeah. But her aside, you know, she's the one to me anyway for the day. Because of that, you know, but there was other candidates, you know, sitting directly next to me was a kid that I almost murdered because every time they have New York style pizza at this place. So it's kind of, you know, some of the slices have got some, you know, around the edge of the pizza. It's kind of crispy, you know,
for sure.
And this savage is just every time he went to take a bite, he turned his head toward me. Which was a natural motion, much like how a person would approach a taco. You know, you turn your head sideways, kind of whatever.
Yeah.
So he does that, and I just hear this crunch, 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 and he just keeps doing it. And then when he started laughing, he was one of those fucking, like, guys.
I didn't notice that.
I almost put that glass right through his head. It was driving me nuts. But yeah, I'll let you tell your story of the guy sitting to his left.
Yeah, which I'm convinced was that guy's father.
I think so.
Because it was an older gentleman that was, he was a younger kid. There was a girl there that was young, and there was someone with that girl. I don't know. There was 3 younger people, and then this old guy.
Yeah.
And they had The Day After Tomorrow on the TVs. No sound, obviously, but the whole time he was dead locked in, reading the subtitles on the one TV.
Really, really quick, right there. I'm surprised they didn't turn the TVs off while the comedy was going on.
I am also surprised
because I'm not gonna lie, there were a few times I was like, "Wow, this isn't good," and I was paying attention to the movie instead.
I did the exact same thing.
Yeah. So Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
But he wasn't paying attention to. I never saw him smile once. I don't even think he was listening.
I never heard him laugh.
Yeah, and then I just noticed that for a long time, because it's a typical bar when it's got like the lip where you can rest your forearms on, so it's like you can drink comfortably.
Right. And it also helps if you're trying to get the hunch for like eating.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, he, the whole time, not the whole time, but for a good portion of the comedy show, he just was focused on getting his phone perfectly balanced on the little lip on the bar.
Yeah.
He kept adjusting it, readjusting it.
So weird. I looked over and saw him do something like that once. I didn't really pay much attention to him because of the one sitting directly next to me,
Yes. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yeah. I forgot to even mention too, like the whole, during the show, off and on, he was texting somebody on his iPad.
Which, that's bizarre too.
Yeah, not on a phone.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even, I think it was an iPad mini at least, but, yeah, that was weird.
Right.
Cause I kept seeing him holding the iPad. I'm like, what the hell's he doing? And then I happened to like turn a little bit. And when I did, I saw, a bunch of text windows, and I was like, oh, he's texting with somebody. And it was like, on your iPad? I was like, okay, well, maybe he's got terrible eyesight or something. If I had my way, would have, had trouble seeing out of both eyes, but,
Oh, yeah, for sure. Roundhouse.
Fuck. Cut me, Mick. That was coming next. Oh, man. But yeah, it was funny to me, too, when that guy, the older guy, sat down, because there was a seat between me and him, and he ordered 3 pizzas, or 2 pizzas. What was it, 2 or 3? Yeah, it was 2 pizzas, and he had 3 plates. That's what it was. So he orders 2 pizzas, and they come out, and I happened to I was like, man, look at those pizzas, because they looked freaking delicious. I mean, we already had plenty of pizza in front of us.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I was like, man, I even looked at Tony, I was like, man, check out this lineup of like the 4 pizzas next to each other. Man, that was a hell of a lineup.
Oh, it was pretty banging.
Yeah. And I don't know if he heard me or if he just did it on his own, but he moved the pizzas away from me.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, he follows me on social media apparently.
Yeah, apparently he knows all about your antics, Brian.
Yeah, I guess. So that struck me as funny. It kind of goes into the hard pass camp, to where it's just like, it just happens. It has really nothing to do with anything else, but it's just something you kind of throw in that camp. It's fun, but yeah.
Yep. I mean, all in all, it was a fun night. The old home slice pizza.
What'd they say? 13 comedians?
14.
14. Okay, yeah, 14. They each had like 5 minutes or so. I think. Yeah. It was impressive. I'll give them this. It ran really smoothly.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that as well.
There was no like, hey, where's so and so, but he took everybody outside. It was like, basically, I think he pulled the thing that WWE does with the Royal Rumble, basically, which is all they tell the people is who you follow. So, if wrestler A or wrestler B is like, okay, when wrestler A gets thrown out, you're next. Right. Kind of a thing. And I kind of felt like that's what they were doing with the comedians, because each one introduced the next one. Like that guy didn't come back up each time and introduce the next person. Which,
yeah, it ran real well.
Which I like that, because I think otherwise when you bring the host back out, they almost kind of got to keep the crowd warm. That's how it's typically done.
Yeah, for sure.
Your MC comes back, tells a couple more jokes, and all right, hey, let's get ready for so-and-so, So I really liked the way they did that. It ran so smooth. It didn't feel amateurish. as far as that,
Which it for sure could have.
Oh, yeah, totally. We've been to ones that have certainly been run much worse.
Yes.
So, yeah. But yeah, good times.
Yeah, good times had by all even.
Yeah. Because, we first were sitting there a couple minutes after we sit down, we see a guy, like, getting a mic stand out, and we're like, okay, well, what's it going to be? Is it, slam poetry? Is it,
slam poetry?
If so, obviously I get up on the stage and all, but.
Well, of course. You'd have to.
Yeah. Put them all to shame.
Yeah, exactly.
I just go up and be like, all you need to know is I go on last.
Yeah, I close this bitch.
I'm going to shut it down.
Like, what?
And then when I get up there, I just yell fire and run. Everybody scrambles out.
The balcony.
Yeah. I told you I'd close it down.
Gonna close this fucker down.
Oh, man. But yeah, you don't know if you're getting comedy, music. We didn't know if we were getting karaoke or trivia or...
Yeah. No clue.
And people were kind of pouring in pretty quick. So it was like, well, something's going on. And
yeah, something is clearly afoot.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But I'm not complaining.
Yeah. All in all, good times.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Good times. Great something. Yeah.
All right. Man, how about that bread, though? That cheesy bread. Oh,
just everything in general. I ate too much food.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not often that I'll say the same thing, but I
just ate too much.
I think I ate too fast, too, I think.
Yeah, I was pretty hungry. I told you, I ate like a goddamn animal before I even got you. I was like, I'm going to have one little handful of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And it was like, give it all to me.
Yeah. 14 boxes later.
Yeah, basically.
Like you're just in the grocery store, just tearing boxes open and dumping them in your face like you're a bear at a campsite.
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt. My poor little pancreas must have been like, what is going on?
Yeah. Why do you hate me? And, the liver's laughing, and then the pancreas is like, you're next.
Yeah, your time's coming, fool.
Meanwhile, as the liver's pointing and laughing, it's like coughing at the same time because of, the abuse you've already done to it.
Oh, yeah, it knows what's up.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
My liver knows what's up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what else have you been up to this week? Unless you got more from tonight. I figured that was probably...
No. Well, I've been, I've started that vampire lifestyle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did I talk about that last week? I don't remember.
I don't remember if you talked about it or not.
It's the first day was super rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gotten better, and now it's like weird.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at the clock. It's 1 a.m. right now. Normally, I'd be asleep on the podcast.
Yep.
So it's weird how quickly the body's like, oh, I guess this is what we're doing.
Yeah. Like, okay, fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I do kind of dig it because it's a lot more chill, but it really fucks with my timeline, man.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense because you've been set on the opposite timeline for so long now that, you've really kind of dug your heels into that being your routine.
Well, it's even more like, I'm like, I feel like I'm in Jumanji. I'm like, what day, what year is it? Where am I?
Well, yeah.
I don't know what's going on. It's either light or it's dark. That's all I know.
Yeah. It was funny when my nephew started working nights. He was that way too. And part of it was because like we'd be talking and he'd be like, oh, I'm off Monday. And I'm like, oh, cool. And to him, Sunday night to us is Monday.
Right.
Because he's working into Monday, or he would go when he went in, it was technically Monday, so that, that messed him up quite a bit there. But yeah, I noticed that too with other people that they seem to not really know what day anything is.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yep. But like I was telling you tonight though, it's awesome to not be woken up by something, to just wake up because your body's like, it's time to wake up.
Yeah.
Shh, let's get going. You're like, oh, okay, body.
It's like, you're about to piss yourself. Get up. Huh?
That was me earlier this week. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Like I was not ready to wake up, but I woke up because I was like, Jesus Christ, something just stabbed me in the bladder. What is going on?
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
It was insane.
Yeah.
That doesn't ever, like I've never woken up like because I had to piss.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I have.
That was like,
I've actually been in like the middle of a dream, and it's like, and I'm, like having to piss, or I start pissing, and then for some reason I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go piss, or I am going to just soak the bed, you know,
puddles for days.
Yeah. I never have. It just, luckily I figure at some point I'm due, cause as you age, it's going to be tougher.
Well, it's like if you piss your pants in the Matrix, you piss your pants in real life.
Yeah. What's like kind of a real quick side note of this, a couple of nights ago, I woke up because I basically spit on my pillow.
Oh, jeez.
Because in my dream, I was brushing my teeth. So at the end, I'm, kind of spit. Not like, real crazy, but like, when you spit toothpaste out.
Yeah, right.
And I woke up like immediately after, and I'm like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, cause I didn't realize that I had done it until I was like, did I spit on my pillow? Like, not drool, spit.
That's hilarious.
I was like, Jesus. So yeah, that's a good time right there. At least it was spit, at least it wasn't something worse.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Dick spit.
What am I, 13?
So, this earlier this week, right? I was at Kohl's. Actually, Kohl's is going to come up a couple of times in my stuff I got going on.
Okay.
But in Kohl's, I can't remember what I was looking for. Oh, because I've been thinking about buying like big cushions to just have on my floor.
Yeah.
That you can it's kind of like a bean bag,
Mm-hmm.
Because I have all this empty space in my floor now. And it's like, I thought about buying a coffee table. I'm like, I kind of like the empty space.
Yeah, that's a really interesting decision to make.
Yeah, like I dig the empty space right now.
Like
I have nowhere to put my drinks or my feet.
Yeah.
But I like the space.
Right. Yeah, like we have end tables on either side of the couch. So you put drinks there, but there's no coffee table. There used to be one in there, but everybody would just crush their knee on the thing. So finally it was like, all right, this needs to go.
Yeah, it's gots to go.
Yeah. It's weird because I'm not like, oh, you have to have a coffee. Like I think it's more of a like just, your preference as well as the space.
Right.
Like you've got room for a coffee table if you wanted to in there,
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, I do understand what you're saying about just, it is nice when it's just open.
Well, it's like I've had a coffee table like my whole life, basically.
Yeah.
So it's the first time I've gone without one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like I kind of dig it. So I like, because the dog's been all weird because my schedule's all fucked up.
Yeah.
So I've been like sitting on the floor a lot, and she will just come up and like be next to me because she's not allowed on the furniture. You dig?
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, if I could get some cushions or something down here, that'd be great. And I was like, oh, I should do that.
Dude,
I should, or beanbags or something fun.
Just pull her bed over. I'm sure she won't care. She'll share
for sure, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. So I was like, well, I'll go. Well, I Googled it.
Mm.
And two things came up. It was like Walmart and Kohl's. I was like, fucking sick, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really want to go to Walmart, but I do need something that they'll carry, which I don't remember where it was now.
Yeah.
Oh, because I needed, here's a side note.
What?
I need to get like patches, like denim patches.
Okay.
Right? Like, so I'm at work the other night. And I'm, probably too much information for most people, but I'm in the can.
Right. Yeah.
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 And I'm looking down and I'm like, what is this white streak
dick
in
spit.
my fucking underwear, bro?
Right. Dick spit. Yeah.
Dick spit.
Yeah.
And I realized it wasn't. It was the reflection off the tile through my jeans. I'm like, oh, I have a blown out crotch on my work jeans.
You're like, I almost wish it was dick spit. Like, I could just wash that out.
It's like so slight of a tear. It's like I caught it right in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I got to fix these work pants because they're work pants.
Mm-hmm.
I got to just buy, more sacrificial jeans if I don't have to.
Nah, just put some tape over it. You're fine.
Well, that's basically what this stuff is. It's like an iron-on denim patch. I don't really care.
Yeah. I've used them too. Yep.
Yeah. But, Anywho, but so I went, I was like, okay, I'll go there. I'll grab my stupid patch because I know they'll have that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll look for, like floor cushions as this website, as the internet tells me they'll have.
Yeah.
Nah, they sure didn't, bro.
Well, that's
no
rude.
floor cushions. I didn't even buy my denim patches. I had to go somewhere else because I forgot about them because I didn't have them on a list because that's what happens to me.
Mm-hmm. Patches.
You know what else is, because I'm not a huge purveyor of the Walmarts.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, have you ever looked at their beer selection?
Not recently.
It's fucking garbage.
Oh, yeah. You know what I have? Because for a while, you know how, like, everybody pretty much has their favorite bottled water?
Yeah.
Right? Well, the water that Walmart had was, like, the house favorite, basically. So, and it's on the same aisle. It's just at the other end. It's basically all water down the aisle because it's their piss beer, and then
yeah,
and then actual water. So yeah, I have looked at it. I had forgotten about that. Yeah,
I was just there, and I'm like, well, let me just, maybe there's something, you never know,
right?
I
check every time I'm in Kroger
stores, and I see something cool sometimes.
Yeah, so I said I look in Kroger every time, even if I'm not really looking to buy beer. I always look. Because, what if there's a hop slam in there?
Yeah, you never know.
Or whatever it was Mike found that one time. I can't remember what it was. Was it KBS or whatever?
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
But, so, yeah, it's hard. It's just the hottest of garbage.
Yeah.
And you'd think, I guess it probably fits their clientele. But, a fancy palated gentleman like myself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Anywho.
Yeah.
But so they didn't have my floor cushions. I didn't get my denim patches. I know I bought something. I don't remember what it was. Yeah. Clearly, it was very important.
Sounds like disappointment. Sound like what you got
I know,
there.
right?
Yeah.
But so I left. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just say Kohl's. I had time for it. I was doing dinner with the kids, obviously. So I was like, I still got some time. So let me go to Kohl's. Walk in. I'm like, this place is clearly going to have floor pillows. Look at it. They have all kinds of dumb shit here. So I'm going to get a cart.
Mm-hmm.
Grab a cart, and I'm moseying back towards like the housewares section.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I probably had this cart a good 10, 15 minutes of perusing the store trying to find these stupid pillows, which they did not have.
Okay.
Website says they have it. They don't have it.
All right. Moral of the story, kids. Websites lie.
Don't believe the internet.
Yeah.
But I realized after probably a good, like I said, 15 minutes of shopping that, for sure wasn't pushing a cart around, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I was pushing a Kohl's stroller around.
Oh man. See, that would have been great if like you were in a grocery store and you put like a ham in there or something, or a brisket, something you want to take care of,
Every time someone looks over and be like, why are you staring at my baby?
Yeah. You fussing with it. Like, who's a good boy?
Dude, you could do that at Kroger's because they have that weird houseware section.
Yeah.
You could get a ham and then go over there and put like a little hat on it.
That's true. Oh man,
some sunglasses or something.
That'd be so funny.
Just walking around with a ham in the baby seat. Get one of those ones that looks like a police car.
Yeah, naturally.
Just start running. Oh, I'm sorry, he's a terrible driver.
Yeah. I mean, he's a ham. That's a good plan.
But yeah, so I basically just abandoned my ghost baby at Kohl's because I was just like, oh shit, and I walked away from the stroller, I just left it in the middle of an aisle somewhere.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Bizarro world.
Oh man. So you never found your floor pillows, huh?
No, I didn't. And I even like today I went to stupid Joann Fabrics.
Yeah. To
get my stupid patches that I didn't buy.
Right.
And there too, I was like, oh, this place will probably have. No. The only thing they had is both the cashiers had the most obnoxiously colored hair I've ever seen in my life, and like half it's shaved, half it's not.
Yeah.
It looks like they got in a fight with like a Krylon can. I mean, I'm not shitting on goofy hair, but sometimes it's like that color,
Like
your head looks like a safety vest I wear at work.
Well, that's safety first, right?
No, like O should be very impressed.
Yeah. Maybe they walk a lot of places and they're like, hey, I'll just do my hair this color.
Maybe.
That way people will see me,
I mean, I like bright colors.
Mm-hmm.
I do. But it's like this girl's hair was like, it was like that bright yellow, but not the cool bright yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you see a car that's like that, like Lamborghini yellow, like that's a cool yellow.
Yeah.
It was just that yellow that you're like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't dialed in for me, but whatever. It wasn't my hair, so I don't really give a shit.
Right. Yeah, not your problem. Right.
Yeah, not my hair, not my problem.
That's
no
right.
way, no how.
Right.
Yeah. But so Kohl's, like I said, it's going to come up a couple times.
Okay.
I get a text from my mom today. She's like, hey, honey, how's night shift going? I'm like, whatever, adjusting. It's weird, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, well, I was at Kohl's and I bought a Black & Decker toaster oven that has an air fry feature. It was rated 4 stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to leave it in your garage because I don't want it to wake you up. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because, I lost that toaster oven in the stupid whatever. But I'm not missing it.
Yeah, I would if mine got taken.
Well, I mean, I did, but at the same time, I'm like, well, what are you going to do,
Yeah.
Oh, my God, my dog just ripped some ass, and it's the worst. Jesus.
Yep.
Anywho. So I was like, all right, cool. Thanks, Mom. Probably 3 hours later, getting our text from her. Hey, just to let you know, I was actually looking at more reviews online, and that toaster was only rated 3.5 stars. So I'm going to take it back, and I'm going to exchange it for the Cuisinart because it's rated 4.5. Okay. And I'm going to leave that in your garage, but it doesn't have an air fry feature. It's like,
okay.
I don't even know how to respond. I'm just like, okay.
Thanks.
Like, I know it's just mom trying to be a mom, and that's what she does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times she's like, oh, it's always Kohl's.
Yeah.
She fucking loves Kohl's.
Yeah, she must.
And she's always like, because she always has Kohl's cash, too.
Oh, well, there's your reason right there, yeah.
She's like, oh, I was at Kohl's, and I remember you offhandedly saying Leah needed socks, so I got her some. I'll just leave them on your island. It's like, okay, thanks, Mom.
Right.
I mean, I love her to death, but she's always doing shit like that.
Right. Meanwhile, she's like in Kohl's, just fucking making it rain, Kohl's cash,
That's kind of how I feel like. She probably walks in and, like, I don't know, some sort of different music starts playing.
Yeah.
The lights get all exciting. I don't know.
Yeah. They're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, shit, she's here. I don't know. It's just like, I just don't understand sometimes.
She's got a briefcase handcuffed to her arm, because she's got her. Yeah.
Just so weird.
Yeah. True enough. I mean, I guess that, we all have our own. There's always that one store we all kind of have,
Yeah.
For a lot of people, it's Target or a Walmart, type of place. But,
I do like a good walk through a Target, Brian.
I like a good walk through a Walmart because of this people watching.
The people watching is phenomenal.
Yeah. But otherwise, I'd much rather not go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Target's the store.
Target's got some good people watching too, Brian.
Yeah. Oh, it
for other
does.
reasons.
It's a different type of people. Yeah.
Usually it's like trophy wives.
Yeah.
At least in our area.
Or people who think they're bougie, but they're not.
But they're not.
Yeah. Like they're a little too fancy for Walmart.
Yeah.
But they're not true. Fancy enough for like Macy's or something. I don't know, whatever. Yeah.
Like if they walked into Macy's, everyone at Macy's would be like, oof.
Like, are you just walking through the store? Like, cause
Did you park over there?
Yeah. Can you stay on the outside so no one sees you?
Yeah. It's like, geez. Yeah. I'm sorry. We don't have, tap out gear.
Yeah.
Sir.
What's funny is if we had used JCPenney as an example, I would have been like, they did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because WWE has a thing with tap out now. They're like the official WWE training gear, I guess. And for a while, they were only available at JCPenney. Now it's available at Aeropostale or something, the last time I heard anything. So,
really?
Yep.
So WWE now owns Tap Out.
I don't know if they own them or if they just have like a partnership, but Tap Out isn't what it was. You know, they're putting out just like legit like workout shit now is the way it looks. Like not stuff with like gold foil all over it and eagles and dragons,
sequins and angel wings.
Yeah, like a pair of Lucky jeans,
old English font.
Yes, just all these things. It's like somebody was like. Someone got half an education in graphic design, and they were like, make a shirt, and like, okay, and they put everything into it, you know.
Yeah. I want it to be angelic and demonic, and every color I could think of from the Pantone book, and gargoyle dicks, and it's like all this just weird and sequins and lenticular patches,
and a lot of dick spit. Yeah,
so much,
a lot.
Yeah, so it keeps all the sequins on there.
Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, man.
Goddamn Tap Out gear.
Yeah. It is fun, though, at Target, because, like, when you watch people's reactions to stuff, or it's also very interesting to see, like, at Walmart, if something is whatever price, you'll see people kind of like, really? Kind of. At Target, it'll be like the exact same price or more sometimes. And you'll see people go, this is a good price. And you're like, you know, kind of like, no, it isn't. But, you know, whatever. Your problem, not mine. I'm not spending my money.
For sure. Yeah, sometimes Target gets a little pricey.
Yeah. And that's why it's funny, because there's just some people who are just like, Target's the, you know, and like I said, everybody's got that, whether it's with a grocery store, you know, they like this grocery store over that grocery, you know. Whatever.
It's kind of like gang warfare.
It is. And when you really boil it down to it, it's like each one's got their strengths and weaknesses, you know?
Oh, for sure.
But
that's why I peruse the sale stuff, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I need I need a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Guess who had them heavily discounted? Target.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
so
they
I
do
got
that.
A sick-ass vacuum cleaner now.
Yeah, we could use a better one. Ours stinks. I won't even say it sucks. It stinks.
Right?
Yeah.
Bro, I got some sort of weird shark situation.
Yeah.
That thing cleans really well. Like I vacuumed and I don't know, I unless it opened up some sort of dimension.
That's what they do.
Dumped weird dust and fur and like I vacuumed before for our other vacuum. I don't know where all this shit came from. I was kind of impressed. I was like, huh.
It is interesting when you go from a vacuum that you think is good to a vacuum that does work well or whatever, or just what's left behind sometimes, you know. I found that like when I worked at Hollywood Video, the vacuum they sent us was one from another store, right?
Right.
And it was the hottest garbage. Like it couldn't pick up like a piece of paper if you just put it directly on it. It was so bad. And so we just quit vacuuming because it was pointless. You know, it wouldn't.
Fair enough.
Nothing was getting picked up by the thing. Like I even took the one time I was like, oh, the bag's got to be whatever. I look at the bag. There was almost nothing in the bag. You know,
see, that doesn't even make sense.
And it's like, this thing's not even working. Like, so we quit. We got an actual vacuum, a new one, you know, sent to us. And then, you know, that was all of a sudden it was like, hey, all those random bits of paper or whatever, you know, you just see on floors about little fuzzes or whatever, you know, it's like all of a sudden you don't see that stuff anymore because, you know, this vacuum actually does what it's supposed to do.
Right.
Like, eesh.
Eesh is right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Weird, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, that whole coal situation with my mom is just fucking weird. I don't mind it because, I mean, you know, toaster oven in my life again, but
yeah.
Still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And, you know, you're getting a 4.5-star toaster oven.
Apparently.
I mean, no fryer option, but, you know.
That's a full star better than the other one.
Yeah, I know, right? What's really funny is if, you know, when you're doing the online reviews, a lot of it is like, well, where did you go for the reviews? Because you can look at Amazon and get one number, Target's got another number, Best Buy is a different one, you know, and it's like, I don't know, it's, and honestly, when it comes to electronics, a lot of times it's like, it's just a dice roll, you know, a lot of the time.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, you know, I mean, I honestly, I don't know, whatever.
But
I guess I'm not buying it because I'm guilty of the same thing.
Oh, I do it too. Yeah.
I always look at reviews, but I do go to multiple sources.
I do too. Yeah. Like, I learned a long time ago, not that this is, like, earth-shattering news, but it's like, I don't trust, especially Amazon's reviews.
Right.
Because they allow people who haven't bought from them to rate things, which I don't understand. I've never understood that.
Yeah.
At least now they mark it when they're, like, verified buyer or whatever, like, when you're looking through it,
Right.
Which basically means I bought it from Amazon. So... And it's like, yeah, those are the ones I'm more interested in, because they actually purchased this item and have used it. The other ones, who knows? They might be paid by the company to...
yeah, exactly.
Or paid by a competitor to shit on them, Who knows, yeah.
Yeah, anything's possible.
Right. But you'll have to report back and tell us if it's truly a 4.5-star toaster oven.
Yeah, I'll tell you all the science behind it.
Yeah. You do the... Consumer
like
Reports.
Toast 6 slices of toast at the same time.
It's only supposed to do 4, but I found if you jam them.
Yeah, I found if you stand them up.
Yeah. I can get 6 in there.
Oh, I heard the weirdest thing, by the way. I'm thinking toast now.
Okay.
Have you ever heard, I know avocado toast is all the rage.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like white girl rage or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of sweet potato toast?
I have. I remember seeing somebody post it on Instagram. And I was like, okay.
Now, is this the sweet potato toast that you're thinking of? Are we on the same page here? Like, what did you see on Instagram? Because I'll tell you what I saw, and it made my brain hurt.
Okay, let's hear what you saw. I'm more curious.
What I saw, this version of sweet potato toast, and this person was on, I think it was on Reddit, and they're like, oh my God, it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
They just took slices of sweet potato and put it in their toaster.
Huh. That's
yeah.
Interesting, because sweet potato is pretty... it seems like it might hold up through it.
It might, but is that long enough to actually cook it?
I can't imagine, unless it's super, wafer thin.
Yeah, that's what I just don't understand. And it looked like a pretty meaty slice of sweet potato.
I'm sure. That's actually what I saw, was somebody had a pretty big slice of sweet potato with, fixins on it.
Right.
But it was cooked, not just toasted for a couple seconds.
Yeah, that's I'm just like,
yeah,
I just don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of eating raw sweet potato like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little crunchy. It's like eating a seashell.
Yeah. You're just walking around with a sweet potato in either a little paring knife or a peeler, peeling it back and like it's an apple.
Exactly.
Yikes.
I know. I don't know. I'm going to Google it.
Okay.
Maybe it's a thing.
Might be.
I thought it was just like one dumb person on Reddit, honestly.
No, sweet potato toast is a thing. That might still be one dumb person on Reddit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. They both could be true.
I cannot type. Jesus.
Oh, man. That's nuts.
Sweet potato toast. Oh, wait. Even better. Sweet potato toaster. We're clicking that one.
There.
Yeah, there you go. It's 1/4-inch vertical slices. Turn your toaster all the way up and toast them.
Really?
Toast them twice.
Twice. There we go. Okay. I was going to say, there's no way one toasting cycle will do that. Okay.
And then it says if it's not cooked after 2 times, do it again. So basically just fucking keep popping it down until that bitch is cooked.
Yeah.
It seems so weird to me.
Yeah. Like I said, I get it because, you put a piece of, see, the funny part to me is I'm probably still not going to pick this thing up and eat it.
Right.
I'm still probably going to just fork and knife it. Well, nork it. So.
Yeah. Nork it.
Fucking love those things.
They're sick, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty sick.
Yeah. But, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't get these things. I get not wanting, bread. I get the whole trying to find a bread replacement, and sweet potatoes,
Yeah.
Strong and whatever, but
maybe if I have sweet potatoes, maybe I'll try.
I've got one sweet potato out in the kitchen. Now I'm like, maybe I'll make some later, see what goes on. Let's see what happens.
It's because I'm looking at a recipe, and that's exactly what it is. Like, slice it.
We need another.
Just toast it until it's done.
We need to do another. YouTube video of us trying sweet potato toast.
Oh, there you go. We should buy just a shitty toaster and just do different toasts of different things.
Oh my God. This week, radish toast.
Yes.
Ooh.
I don't know about that. You know what? It could be amazing.
Yeah, well, again, remember my reaction when you were like, dude, use radishes in a roast. They've kind of replaced, not completely replaced, but sort of replaced potatoes.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're crazy. And various times now I've done it because it's like, they actually really do.
Yeah, and they kind of add a little like peppery note that's kind of cool.
Well, and, a house full of people with, diabetes or sugar issues. So it's like, well, cut potatoes down a little bit, is always a good idea. So
yeah,
and
sure.
And it tastes good. It's not like it's one of those replacements where you're like, it's not a potato, but it's not bad. It's not like you're like, ugh, as you're eating it.
Like I dare say, you could, if you did a roast, you could put like 6 radishes and 6 of those little mini potatoes in there, and people would just eat them and be like, "Oh, the texture's a little weird in this potato, but it's pretty good."
Yeah,
and they would have no idea.
That's it. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think people just think it's probably a couple types of potato or something like that.
Right? Exactly.
And I mean, that kind of is what it. I mean, the mouth chew on it's basically like that. It'd be no different than if you bought, I got a bag of, gold and a bag of red and, purple or whatever. And I just sliced all of them up for, color just so they look pretty.
Pretty.
But then I'll make toast out of them.
Just because I have to bring this up, because I love when I look at these stupid recipe sites, I always look at the comments.
Uh-huh.
Because people are always like, "Oh, I tried, your way sucks. I did it like this and it was great."
Yeah. What's funny though is there's a lot of times when I've seen stuff like that and gone, that's a good move,
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's why I always kind of check.
Yep. Me too.
So, here's what I don't understand, right? Is I'm looking at the recipe. It just tells you, it's not like one of those recipe blogs when there's a whole 4-page story about how her and her husband met, and then they were forever separated by a lightning strike or something.
The only reason I would like to know the actual reason. The only reason I can think of is because a lot of those sites have ads all the way down them. So as you're scrolling down, it's more ad space basically.
But this is very cut and dry. It's like, here's how you do it.
Yeah.
Here's a bunch of toppings you can put on it. Done.
That's how I like it to be, yeah.
So one of the comments just says, "I've had migraines my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 63 years young and have had chronic migraines as well. Excited to give this a try. Thank you so much. God bless you richly."
Okay, what is the
Where
recipe?
Where did the migraines come in here?
Are you talking sweet potato toast?
Sweet potato toast.
Does she get migraines from bread?
I don't know, because there's no context of the migraines at all in this recipe. And she says she opens her comment with, "I've had migraines my whole life. I'm 63 years young and I have chronic migraines."
Okay.
That's what you said earlier, stupid.
She forgot already.
Let's rewind. Let's hop over to period you added. Migraines.
Yeah.
Pam Olsen, you're stupid.
Whoa, calling her out. Damn.
I am.
Damn.
I am calling her out. April 12th at 5:48 p.m. She put the worst comment the world has ever seen.
She probably just got home from Denny's.
Yeah, probably. She's in that eggs over my hammy coma.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, it's gotta get that early bird supper.
Something.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm just going to real quick. I'm going to look at the about.
Oh,
geez. And I'm going to scan it real quick. Nothing about migraines. What is stupid Pam Olsen doing?
Well, she saves that.
I hate her.
She saves that for every recipe she comments on.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
That would be really right. Why are you telling me you have migraines? Cool, you want to try the recipe?
I've had migraines my whole life, and this Black & Decker toaster oven is only 3.5 stars. I have migraines.
It's so essentially what she's done is she's made a person with migraines into like the stereotypical vegan or whatever, where they lead the conversation with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm not lying. Look at Instagram or Twitter. How many profiles say vegan on them?
Yeah.
And it's like, really? Like, that needs to be there? Whatever.
That's great. That's
care.
great.
Whatever. I'm going to start putting omnivore on all of mine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will eat your animals.
Yeah. And you, if done right.
Yeah.
Look, it depends on how hungry I am.
It all depends.
Yep.
It doesn't depend on anybody.
What's that?
Or never mind. That has been a good lead in. But stupid Pam Olsen. Those aren't migraines. Those are her brain cells rumbling because they don't get along. It's like turf warfare up there in that thick-headed skull.
Oh, Pam.
Stupid Pam Olsen.
Yeah.
I would love to find like more of her comments just to see if it's like migraines.
Yeah. Be nice if, you could find something really recent and just comment on her comment and be like, what do your migraines have to do with this?
Yeah, your comment just gave me a migraine.
Yeah. Like I said, I could get it if it was, or I would get it if it was a food that's known to be a trigger. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. I've read a bunch of stuff of, to avoid for migraine triggers. I don't remember ever seeing bread on there.
Yeah, I don't know. And that's why I clicked on the about thing because I was like, well, maybe the woman who's doing this blog is like, hey, I've been dealing with migraines my whole life, and this is
so I'm eating clean or something like that. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay,
I'm like, okay, I get it.
I could, that would
Didn't
work.
say dick about that.
Welcome to my blog where apparently Pam Olsen has migraines.
Yeah, I should make an anti-Pam Olsen blog.
Yeah.
It would be great if I could track her down on the internet.
Yes.
Like, hey, this sounds like a job for, anonymous. Like, all right, guys, get your masks on.
Yeah.
And find me Pam Olsen's stupid comments so I can read them all.
Yeah. Oh, man. I agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. So,
God damn it.
So you want to hear something else stupid from the internet?
Sure. All over.
So, I've mentioned before on here that, a few years ago I got catfished, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you know about it, yeah.
Sure.
So the other day, a week ago, something like that, I get a request on Instagram from somebody, to follow me. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I looked, they had pictures, didn't look like a bot, whatever. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. As soon as I clicked, okay, I friended him back and, or followed him back. And, as soon as that happened, I immediately got a DM, that was like, hey, and I was like, hey,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And, the person just starts talking to me and they're, telling me, they're asking you stuff like very much just a normal conversation. Not like, how bots are like, how are you? And you're like, oh, I'm good. How are you? And then the bot will reply with something that doesn't fit the conversation.
Yeah. I'm super horny.
Yeah.
And
are
have
you?
a lamppost in my ass.
Yeah. I mean, who
It's
doesn't?
like, what?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
The bot disconnects.
Yeah. Or that's like, or it's like, it's like, I'm horny. What would you want me to do? And then you're like, put a lamppost up your ass.
Exactly.
Click. So anyway, I go about doing other things, and then I'm, the person keeps messaging me, and I'm like,
geez, that's the worst.
And I'm like, okay, this is kind of getting annoying, but as we're like talking, she's telling me all this stuff about her, like she's in the military and that she's over in, Afghanistan, and she tells me where in Afghanistan, but apparently she's in the military, right? So I'm like, usually that's kind of a no-no. You're generally not supposed to really tell people where you are, especially not a stranger.
Right.
Where you are, You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe things have changed. I remember people in my family or in the military were like, when they went somewhere, they were like, basically you can be like, I'm somewhere around here.
Yeah. I'm in the northern hemisphere.
Right. Like my brother was on submarines. So it was like, he would be like, we're launching from this port. I'll see you in 2 months.
Right. Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
and that's it. There was no more communication from him until then. Anyway, so she, you know, is telling me all this and I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, like I don't really care, but whatever. And it keeps going. And at one point I'm kind of like, I'm immediately spider sense is tingling, you know, cause like that, I'm like, that's weird, you know? And then she like telling me like all this stuff, like where she went to school. And I don't mean like, oh, I went to school in New York. It was like this school in this city, you know, and I'm like,
right.
Why would you tell somebody that specific of information that you just started talking to? So I'm kind of like, you know, whatever. And I kind of, you know, just whatever for the night. And then, when I woke up the next day, there was, you know, like a picture on there, you know, like, I don't mean like dirty pictures. It was like a picture of the person's, I'm air quoting when I say person, face. Right. And, you know, it's like, oh, send me a picture of you, you know? So I just sent like a very terrible picture of me. Just so, and she, you know, they're like, oh, I want to see more. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm like, you friended me on Instagram. Have at it, you know, because there's plenty of pictures of my mug on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, granted, most of the stuff on there is, you know, Funko Pops, but there are plenty of pictures of my face on there.
Right.
And, you know, she's like, oh, I want you to, you know, oh, send me some or something like that. And I was like, and again, it's like in the back of my head, I'm just, and like, I'm not like falling into anything here. I'm just in the back. I'm kind of more at this point, it's become an experiment to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like, okay, now I'm going to see what is going on here. Cause this is clearly not legit and I'm going to figure out what it is, you know?
Right.
And now I'm like, you know, I'm going to jump on. Because, she was like, you know, instead of talking on here, can we go to Google Hangouts? And I'm like, why? You know, like,
yeah,
like the chat on Instagram is just fine, you know, and they kept kind of pushing that way. And I have Hangouts on my phone. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll do it just to see, again, to continue the ruse, you know?
Fair enough.
But I jump on Google real quick that night and I just type in like Google Hangout scams. Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Right.
And this almost exact thing pops up, except it's apparently generally done by guys to women. They tell them that they're over in Afghanistan or whatever, and, oh, you know, I haven't been around a woman in a long time. Hey, how about sending me some sexies? And, you know, the woman sends them a sexy picture. Then this is where the scam kicks in. It becomes a blackmail situation.
Oh, geez.
And they go, if you don't pay us X dollars, we're going to post your nudes, you know, or whatever. So, and I'm like, yeah, first of all, I'm not, that wouldn't have happened to me because I'm not fucking sending some rando nudes, you know?
Right.
Like, you know, you got to know me for at least a week before I send you nudes. So, you know. I mean, unsolicited, you know, or solicited,
yeah,
you know.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, the one with the welcome or hello thing, that's just, you know, being a gentleman.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hello, here's my penis. So, I'm just, you know, I'm kind of laughing as I'm reading this, you know, cause I'm like, yeah, you know, I figured this was going on. And like I said, the military thing really is the first thing that like kind of like, you know, was red flagging me there. Cause I was like, this just doesn't chew right in my mouth. You know, something wrong about this.
Right.
So I basically, I started, I started ignoring the account, you know, I didn't bother to block it. I should have, I just didn't. I just started ignoring it, you know, and I'm getting a message like, you know, like, why won't you talk to me? And, you know, different stuff. And I just kept ignoring it. And then I got one the other was like, well, if you don't answer this time, I guess goodbye forever. And it's like, yeah, that's not going to work. I don't give a shit. Yeah. So I'm just, like I said, just ignoring this shit, whatever. So about a day later, a guy that I'm friends with on Twitter, who also follows me on Instagram, sends me a DM and he's like, hey, did this account follow you and then send you a bunch of DMs? And it's the same account, and right. I sent a thing back to him. I'm like, yes, and don't do anything, and I told him, I sent him the link real quick to what, was going on. And he goes, whoa, he's like, she was coming on really strong. And I'm like, yeah, not in a good way. It was just like telling me way too much right away. And, and it's just weird, most people don't do that. So.
It does seem bizarre.
Now, there is a 1 in, 4 bajillion chance that maybe it was a legit person, but I doubt it.
Yeah, what are the odds?
Well, because like I said, all the scam things I was reading, because there was a thing on Google where it's like, this is the scam. And then in the comments, there's person after person after person that are like, yeah, that's what happened to me. And, they said they were in, a very specific spot in Afghanistan. And I was like, yeah, it's the same thing. And like, they're in the military. They said they'll be home in 2 months. All that same story. All they did was just flip it. So it was a woman and not a guy. So I have since reported this account to Instagram,
Good.
And I was like, right. I didn't even post, cause like, I can't prove it, but there's a whole lot of coincidences, there's a lot of smoke, and if there's smoke, there's generally fire. So it's, but I kind of laughed about it, cause I mean, it's weird to me because this is one, like, I beat myself up pretty good for getting fooled the last time.
Well, yeah, I mean, fair enough.
But you've heard that whole story, so there was a whole lot going on in that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, anyway, but in this one, like I said, it was just like, from the beginning, things are weird.
Yeah.
Like we're talking and like when she, at one point she said something about, I'd like to meet up when I come back. And I'm like, we've only been talking for like a day.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm not going to meet some rando like that.
Right.
And I was kind of like, and then later that night, I forgot about this part of it, that's why I'm telling it now. But she had sent a thing that was like, you seem like a really good guy. And it's like, I think I might love you. And I'm like, and my response was, no, you don't.
Like, easy there.
Yeah. So like I said, just coming on way too strong. It's like, even if it was a legit person, way too strong.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, if anyone's, the main reason I wanted to talk about it here was just in case this happens to somebody else. Danger, so at least it'll pop in your head that, hey, this is not a good thing. I'd love to assume that everyone gets to a point that where you're asked for, nudes or money that you're immediately skeptical of these things. It's different if you're like having like sexting back and forth with somebody and then they're whatever.
Right.
But that's not what was going on. I mean, the account never asked me for anything. But I was like, yeah, I'm going to put an end to it before it gets that far.
Yeah, I was like, because it sounds like it, for, I don't know, somebody that is looking to talk to, and let me guess, the profile picture is probably an attractive lady.
Yeah, she's fairly attractive, yeah.
Okay, so if like attractive lady hits you up and just starts chatting.
Yeah.
And it's probably some Russian in some sort of dirty snow-filled
right.
house or something.
Well, I'm going to share another nugget of wisdom here, which is if you're on an online dating site and you're a guy, if an attractive woman messages you first, 99% of the time it's a bot. So yeah. I don't mean to deflate anyone's ego or, crush your dreams, but that's what it is,
Fair enough.
And
right?
again, usually you can figure out if something's a scam or a bot when you're talking to them because they don't speak very good English.
Yeah.
It's broken and it's backwards. Like this woman, allegedly she's from New York and she was terrible. as far as like her grammar and I don't mean like punctuation, but I mean like words in the wrong place, using the wrong term. And
jeez.
Now, granted, I've met people in America, you know, people who are native here that totally do that. But again, it's like, you know, danger, you know.
Yeah, for sure, right?
So yeah, beware to everyone. So, and maybe one of these days I'll full on, I've said it plenty of times, like maybe one of these days I'll tell the catfish story. So.
Wow. Good times, man.
Yeah, because that'll be a good 2 hours of just me talking.
Yeah, right.
And anyone who's laughing right now, I'm not exaggerating. It might be a 2 hour story.
Well, that could be an interesting show sometime.
That's how many layers there are to this thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, yeah. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, yeah, like I said, that's weird.
Well, I mean, it's not entirely the same, but it's like, do you remember when I was trying to sell that goddamn workout machine? I kept getting like messages on Facebook.
Right. Like send nudes and I'll buy it. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, I wish. But,
no, I meant they're soliciting your nudes.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Like, sweet, I get to send dick pics and money. I get
Finally,
money.
let me go to my folder. but so it's like, I got, kept getting messages. Hey, is this available? Yes. Okay. And then nothing.
Yeah.
And then I had a woman hit me up, and she was like a local. I might talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's like, "Hey, is this?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Will you take $80?" I don't give a shit. I just want it gone. I was asking 100. I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine."
Yeah.
Okay, give me some time to get the money together, and then I'll get with you. It was like, I was just like, yeah, I mean, I know $80 is a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah, to some people it is a lot of money. Yeah,
it's a lot, but at the same time, I'm like, if you're shopping around for a workout machine and you're asking me, can I give you 80?
Yeah,
I assume you have 80.
Well, and the other thing, yeah, exactly. If you offer something for something, generally you have it. In these type of situations.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll give you $50 for something. Be like, okay, cool. Be like, can you wait a couple weeks? Like.
Well, and you know what? And I'm so ready to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fine. Just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
And then I sat, and it was like 2 weeks. I'm like, that bitch never got a hold of me.
Yeah.
So I just was like, fuck it. I put it, because I had it marked as sold.
Yeah.
So I put it back out there. And once again, hey, is this still available? I went, yes, it is. The guy's like,
that's why it's listed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's like, well, will you take 80 for it? It's like, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. It's fine. That's great.
Yeah.
The guy's like, oh, cool. I can be there at noon. What's your address? I was like, oh, this might be a real person.
Yeah.
Sure enough, sold that fucker.
Right. And the awesome part was that you get him there, you roll him for his money, and then you just like kick him out in the street. You still got the machine and $80
and a new truck.
Right?
I was so happy to finally sell that hunk.
So
of
it's
shit.
gone. It's finally dealt with. Oh, thank you.
And I haven't heard from him like, hey, this thing really sucks.
No,
it's been a few days.
Yeah, dude.
Of course, I blocked him on Facebook. We're cool.
Right. I was gonna say it's gonna be like the Simpsons episode where Homer gets the trampoline from Krusty. And then, like, all the neighborhood kids get hurt on it, so he tries to take it back to Krusty. And right as he's pulling up, Krusty pulls out a shotgun and is like, keep it moving.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
But take back. It's gone, so it's...
All right, well, at least that's good.
I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot, or not gonna lie, it's like, my first experience with a catfish, really sucked emotionally and all, but I mean, in the end, I got a sweet black canary statue, and I got what's his name from Scarface? Pacino's character. I can't think of it.
Oh, Tony Montana.
Yeah.
Whatever. That guy.
I got a pop of him that's been going up in value. So it's like, all right, well, at least I got a financial boon out of it.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah. This time, not so much. I was hoping, but no. Part of me almost, like, once I read about that scam, when the account was like, send me pictures, I almost wanted to be like, send me nudes and just see what would happen.
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah. Like, nah, you first. Anyway. Yeah. So be careful out there, kids.
Yeah.
All right. For the older people listening, be safe out there.
Nice.
Hill Street Blues reference that the young kids will be like, what? Yeah.
Like, why Hilton? Well, I don't know. Did that happen in the movie with Johnny Depp?
Oh, whoa. Hill Street Blues was, no, you're thinking 21 Jump Street.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. That's a Pam Olsen move right there.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So that's been fun this week. Really quick, did you see, Netflix finally dropped the hammer on Jessica Jones and Punisher, which would, to the surprise of nobody.
Yeah.
So those are finally, that means all of those shows are now canceled, which
yep.
is so stupid.
Kind of a bummer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
On the other side, there's quite a few shows that they're apparently going to be doing on Disney Plus, the streaming service. So,
right.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, how much is Disney Plus going to cost?
I can't wait to see the price. It's got to be at least $20. Right?
Yeah, right.
It's got to be. I mean, I know that's way more than Netflix, but it doesn't. It's like, yeah, but we have the Marvel franchise, we've got Star Wars, Disney. Yeah, it's like we have all the things. Like, because basically at that point they'd be like, if you want to stream anything Disney, you gotta come to us.
Yeah, like there's like Marvel movies right now on Netflix, so I need to watch.
Me
before
too.
They just vanish.
Yeah, and they will be because they're not going to renew any contracts with them. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, it sucks. But what are you going to do? I mean, on the upside, at least we got 2 seasons out of The Punisher. I remember back when it was just being rumored, and you and I were like soiling our pants, hoping.
Yeah, exactly right.
So hey, we got 2 seasons out of it. Jessica Jones is going to be at 3 seasons, which honestly shocked me. Not now, but it did originally.
Yeah, same here.
So, and that series 3 of that's not out yet. I know it's coming out soonish, but I don't remember when. So, yeah. So you know what I did watch this week?
What's up?
Or I watched this week, not did watch. Anyway, I started watching The Umbrella Academy on the Netflix. I'm really digging it. I'm about 6 or 7 of the 10. I can't remember if I've finished 6 or 7. So I'm somewhere, just past the middle. And, I like it. The only thing that's going to be hard for, I think, a lot of people watching it is the characters are not inherently likable. Like they've all kind of got their like asshole thing about them.
Fair enough.
But like I said, I'm enjoying it. Like there's one kind of main story going on, and then there's there's always the B and C plot type stuff, and you get to that middle part of the season and you start seeing those opening up just a little bit, and you're like, ooh, So I'm anxious to finish it out.
Right.
And for anyone who doesn't know, that was based on a comic book, but out from, I think it was Dark Horse put it out. It was written by Gerard Way of, was that My Chemical Romance, right? I think.
I don't know, I'll be honest.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he's from that. And oh shit, I can't remember the artist's name now. I feel bad about that. I meant to look, I forgot. Oh well.
These things happen.
Yeah. But anyway, I dug the book. It was really different. The series, I haven't read the book in a long time, but I feel like it was fairly close, like fairly, true to the original.
Right.
So, yeah. And you know what did surprise me about it is that it's TV-14.
Really?
Yeah, I figured it'd be an R or something like that, because of violence, and I figured there'd probably be some allusions, alluding to some sexy times or whatever.
Some nerdy thing.
Very nerdy, yeah.
Nerdy.
Yeah, but it's like I said, I think it's a pretty good show. I'm digging it. There we go. Gerard Way wrote it, and Gabriel, I don't know if it's Ba or Bay. It's B-A, but it's got a little like mark over the top of it, so I don't know what changes on that. But
definitely his girl's Bay.
You son of a bitch.
I know.
Yeah. But
so terrible.
Yeah. So, you know what's really funny about this?
What's up?
I didn't even realize they were making this show. I don't know how, somehow, I've either forgotten it.
That's my dog snoring, by the way. Yeah.
So I've either forgotten it or I somehow just never noticed it was being made.
Right.
So, yeah. What are you going to do?
Well, I mean, there's so much stuff.
Yeah.
That drops on Netflix now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, anytime I pop up, it's like, now arriving or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, Jesus, look at all this content.
I know, right?
It's crazy.
Well, and that's, the way I found out about this was I was watching, what was I watching? I was watching something else and there was, commercial for it. Now, and I'm looking at the characters and I'm like going, that kind of looks like Umbrella Academy, a little bit. And then, the name pops up and I'm like, huh,
It sure is.
Cause I remember when the book came out, cause people were very skeptical because, it's Gerard Way. He's not he wasn't a known commodity in the comic book world,
Right.
But everyone knows he's a big comic book fan, but he had never, as far as I know, he hadn't really written or done anything else before.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, I got the book and was like, this is really different, which was cool, cause that over the years, those are the comics that, especially as I've got, as we got older, the ones I always gravitated to, the Y the Last Man's and stuff where they're not the average comic book, they tell a different type of story.
Right.
So, yeah. Good shit.
Good shit,
at least
man.
so far. I'll update, how, like, if I'm cool with the ending or whatever next week.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
I mean, no spoilers. I'm just,
well, yeah, of course. Yeah. No spoilers.
No, I'm not gonna. Really quick. Speaking of spoilers, for anyone who hasn't watched the Johnny Gargano Velveteen Dream NXT Championship match, and you don't want spoilers, fast forward. Otherwise, spoilers. So Johnny Gargano is they're both wrestlers, obviously. Johnny Gargano is the North American champion for NXT. Velveteen Dream's the challenger. And they're pumping it up because this should be like tear the house down kind of match. Both guys are super talented. It's going to be the main event of the show and, all this. I didn't get to watch it. And that night, Triple H, or Paul Levesque as his friends know him. No, but he posted a freaking picture of him with Velveteen Dream with the belt on or over his shoulder or whichever, right after NXT went off the air.
So, like, one of the top people in the organization spoiled it?
Yes, because people on the West Coast wouldn't have been able to see it yet.
Right.
It hadn't, and it'd be different if it was already like an on-demand situation, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a bunch of people are kind of like, yeah, thanks a lot, Trips, like. And it was like, seriously, dude, it's like, wait till tomorrow and post that at least,
like, dude, what are you doing, man?
At least give the West Coast people a chance to see it, don't want
to do that.
Like around noon the next day or something, throw it out there if you want to, but, yeah, that was.
That's something right there, isn't it?
Yeah. Silly Triple H.
He is the silliest of goose.
Yeah. I thought he was the cerebral assassin. Not anymore.
Not anymore. He's a turd, apparently.
He's the Spurler now.
The Spurler assassin?
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Yep. So, yeah. I still haven't watched the match because, it kind of takes a little wind out of the sails. You already know who wins.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, and even though I figured that's how it was going to go, it's still, and the match will still be good to watch because, like I said, those guys are both so talented. They'll probably tell a good story in the match and all that shit. But it's still, it's like, you're recording a football game and somebody is like, "Hey, did you see this team? Blah blah blah," and you're like, "Oh, come on,
like, dude."
Yeah. And I know.
Why would you?
Yeah, right. Normally, I stay away from social media too. And I don't even know, like, I can't remember where somebody else shared his picture, and that's how it got spoiled for me. And
that's hilarious.
Because I generally,
at the same time.
yeah, like I know certain accounts on Instagram to avoid because they're wrestling fans. They may post spoilers, you know.
Fair enough.
Tend to stay away from my feed on Twitter because I follow a bunch of people who are wrestling fans. You know, it's like I try to do all I can to not have that happen, and then just some rando or whatever freaking posts it, and I'm like, oh. So, oh, well.
I mean, it's not funny, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I'm not that peeved about it, but it's, you know, it's like I said, it just stings a little bit because when you're watching and you know who's gonna win, you almost can't get caught up in the story.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. There's been a couple of times where I still have to where like you're like, whoa, this guy's gonna win, and you're like, wait, I know he doesn't. You know, like
yeah, right.
But, you know, and that's one of the things, like, if you're a wrestling fan, that's part of why you watch is the, you know, the drama, the pageantry.
Yeah.
But next week on Raw, the Nature Boy, Woo, is going to be, they're having a 70th birthday party on Raw for him.
Woo?
I mean, listen, I'm glad he made it to 70, you know, because it looked like last year he was toast, you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
They used to be the, you know, died of natural causes boy. So,
right.
And, you know, so he's made quite a recovery. So that's awesome, you know, because nobody wants to lose Nate, you know. Just got married for like the 4,000th time not too long ago, you know. Life's good for him.
That's unbelievable to me.
I know. You think they would tell him no.
Yeah. Like, dude, you're 106 years old.
Yeah. You'd think that
I don't care how much Blue Chew you do in your mainline and Viagra straight into your dick vein. Would you stop it?
It's like, come on, dude. Like, just, you don't need to be married. Like, just.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be like Jerry the King Lawler. Well, actually, he gets married too. Never mind. I was going to say, just bang women that are like 1/1000th of your age, you know?
Right.
Anyway. So yeah, that's the wrestling update too. I guess. I have real quick. Do you have anything else?
I got a couple little news stories right quick.
All right, yeah, let's do that then. Because I have basically shut up and take my money. So.
Oh, beauty. Well, I just say I got two things. One is people being stupid, which is always entertaining to me.
Uh-huh.
It was, you'd think this would be out of Florida, honestly. 'Tis not. Comes out of Houston, Texas, right?
Straight out of Houston, right?
Straight out of Houston. This dude.
Really quick, I'm very disappointed because I didn't hear the word Dateline come out your mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And you were on the Shot of History podcast, and you were like, this is how I do all the stories on.
For some reason, you were like...
What?
You were like breaking up badly all of a sudden on my end.
All right. Is it
Hopefully
better?
I'm clear on your end.
Yeah.
Because that's the recording end.
Yeah.
Right, good.
You were on Shot of History, and you said, like that you always start the stories off with Dateline. And then you went and proved that you're a liar. No.
I'm a cunt.
Yep. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
So, yeah, Dateline, Houston. Teja, of course.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This cowboy, clearly, was hanging out at his daughter's 16th birthday party.
Yeah.
And, that's what you do in Texas. You do cowboy shit, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So he was spinning a gun on his finger.
As one does at a birthday party.
In the stomach.
Oh, my God.
It's a sweet party trick. Only in America.
Pretty sure if you're going to be spinning a gun around, probably shouldn't be loaded,
Yeah, probably not. He's lucky he shot himself and not like a random teen.
Yeah, right? And he's lucky, well, I guess it depends. Is he okay? I was going to say he's lucky he shot himself in the stomach. I'm like, or he could die from that, so maybe not.
Yeah, well, he just said he was being treated at a local hospital. I mean...
Yeah. Hopefully treated poorly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if there was any justice in the world, he would have died immediately.
Yeah.
If there was any more justice, the bullet would have went through him and straight into Pam Olsen.
Damn, son. Man.
Not impressed.
No, I guess not. Dang.
All right, so you got that going on. That story.
Hold on really quick. I have one thing I want to throw in here real quick because it just popped in my head. Going back to the comedy thing, the one guy told a joke about, how he liked how he identified with a John Cougar Mellencamp song.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, that's how I knew I was old, and he's like, here's this guy that's like 1,000, singing about whatever. And I'm like, dude, when he wrote the song and performed it originally, he wasn't old. He was pretty young. It's like, your joke doesn't chronologically work.
It doesn't hold water, son.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I just wanted to be a dick about it.
That's fair. This kind of is related slightly to our evening.
Oh, okay.
Because this actually could be something we do in the morning.
Sucking down chili dogs outside the Tasty Freeze?
Yeah, baby.
No.
No. So according to studies and stuff, pizza is a healthier breakfast than cereal, which I had both today. So we're cool.
Right? You covered both bases. Smart.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, cereal on the pizza.
Oh, there we go. Or pizza on the cereal.
Like it's a pot pie?
Yes, exactly. It basically says, pie, the sugary cereal that most people eat every day is way worse for you than a couple slices of pizza in the morning.
That makes sense, right?
I mean, because I'm not going to read the whole story, but I mean, basically they're just saying, obviously there's an exception to the rule. Like if you get a cereal that's geared to be healthy and you use like good milk and stuff, obviously it's going to be more healthy than a slicey slice of a greasy slice of pizza.
A slicey greasy pizza.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just thought that was, anytime I see a pizza news story, I always have to bring it to the table.
I agree.
Because I mean,
nice pun there. Yeah.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, brought to the table.
Brought to the table.
Sandwich. You really delivered, Tony.
Oh yeah, I did. It's not the Giorgio. It's Tony's news stories.
Did you say the Giorgio?
Probably did.
Sure, no.
Whatever. Who gives a shit?
No, I like the Giorgio. That's
the
Giorgio's your new like pizza company. Picture your dad like on it doing the
I like it.
Yeah.
It was like V-neck with the tuft.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, totally.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I keep telling people I have pizzas.
Right?
They keep fighting me on it. Something about veggies and healthy. It's like, whatever. You can put veggies on pizza.
Yeah. People can do whatever they want.
Tomatoes on there.
For sure.
Cheese is a vegetable, right?
Can't we all just get along?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess not. So, this last couple days, Funko's been unveiling the pops that are going to be the exclusives for the Emerald City Comic-Con.
Right.
Coming up. And they gave me two things that, made me, scream like a little kid. One is they're making a 2-pack of Michael Bolton.
Sugars?
No. They already made 2-pack. Of Michael Bolton and, was it Samir? I think it is, from Office Space.
Right, yeah.
And, like Michael Bolton's holding the bat, and they've got the printer to go with them. So, to have that moment from Office Space, which makes me happy, because when they released the Office Space Pops, I was like, oh, they didn't make Michael Bolton and Samir.
Yeah, that's definitely something you need.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Especially, that's a pretty iconic moment in the movie. So.
Right.
And the other thing was they're putting out a 3-pack of the hyenas from The Lion King, which
really
makes me
cool.
super happy, because it's no secret I love The Lion King, and I was like, I was actually just talking to my brother about this a few days ago or last week, something like that, and I was like, I don't know why they haven't made the hyenas. I'm like, it'd be a perfect 3-pack.
Yeah, right.
Nailed it. Yeah.
And there you go. You nailed it, Brian.
Nailed it. Yeah. So
nailed it.
I was quite happy about that. There's a whole bunch of other stuff they showed too. I was like, oh boy.
Right.
Which, man, it's a lot for one convention. So much stuff. So much stuff.
So much stuff.
So much stuff. Yeah, it's... Whew. And a lot of it's going to be shared exclusive stuff, so it'll be available at, like, Target or... Well, each store has their own, certain thing they get. So, like, Barnes & Noble, Target, Hot Topic, they'll all have Amazon. So, yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, if you want to see more, there's pictures all over the internet, folks, so you can find them pretty easily.
Right.
Do your own work.
Right. Yeah, God damn it. What are we doing all the work here for you at Salty Language?
Yep. So, yeah, I think that's all I got for that. So, boom.
I mean, I think that's all I got myself over here.
All right. Well,
how weird, man.
Well, I guess it's time for us to put this sumbitch to bed then, isn't it?
Apparently.
All right.
Who knew?
I know. So, all right. Well, I guess, as we normally tell you, head over to saltylanguage.com. Click all the things there. Like, even if you don't know what the hell you're doing, just click everything.
Just start clicking around.
It's good times. Trust me.
Yeah, for sure.
Just
get
your favorite pizza cereal and just, have a good time.
You just do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
You can get all the past episodes of the show there, the enthusiast episodes we've done. You can see the networks that we're part of, which is the Tangibound Network and
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment.
Nice.
So, yeah, go check out those networks. There's all sorts of shows on there, so probably find something else that you enjoy. And stuff, yeah. So, yeah, we'd appreciate it if you would rate, review, and subscribe on however you get your podcasts. And also, if you would help us out by sharing our posts and what have you, we'd,
I'd be a big fan.
Yeah, exactly. So would I.
Just saying.
Yeah, real happy. Yeah, I bet Pam Olsen wouldn't do that.
No, exactly. She'd tell us about her migraines and then move on as another podcast.
Right?
She's going to get a real migraine when I roundhouse her ass.
Don't be a Pam Olsen.
Yeah, for sure. Moral of the story today. Do not be a Pam
Olsen. Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally the worst thing you could be.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would rather never mind.
All right. Check out my other podcast, The Crazy Life, where we don't talk about Pam Olsen.
Yeah, fuck Pam Olsen. Check out my other podcast, NoPamOlsensAllowed.net.
Oh, I thought you were just going to call it Fuck Pam Olsen.
Yeah, I should have. I was trying to do something else, and I fucked it all up.
It'll be like one of those Gimlet Media type shows or NPR ones, to where the whole point of the show is, it'll be like the Richard Simmons one, where the guy's trying to find out what happened to Richard Simmons. That's just you trying to find Pam Olsen.
Yeah, exactly. Track her down so I can just punch her in her dumb 63-year-old years young nose.
Yeah. In today's episode, Tony finds Pam Olsen. Will he punch her in the face? Stay tuned.
Goddamn right I will.
Right after these commercials. Yeah.
I'll knock on the door like a pizza man, and as soon as she answers it, it's going to be like DDT into her deck.
I mean, listen, I'm all for watching you DDT somebody, so I can't lie, I like that you're going up pizza delivery style, not going like police style. Just boom, 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 boom,
Yeah, for sure.
Oh shit, it's the cops.
Well, that's how I deliver pizzas too.
Yeah, that's fair. Her front door's probably open, just in case she has to use the life alert for a migraine.
It's probably true. Just in case. It's always unlocked.
I feel bad making fun of the migraine part though, because I do suffer from them too.
Well, yeah, and so does my daughter, but
at least I don't post like that.
Exactly, and there's nothing to do with migraines at all.
Yeah, that's
what's pissing me off.
It's
if it was like, hey, I've got this great anti-migraine soup, I'd be like, I get it.
You need to
post all the migraine stuff you want in the comments.
You need to write a blog that's called an open letter to Pam Olsen.
Yeah, fuck you, Tony. With love.
With love. I like it. That's a nice touch. A little personal,
Yeah, right?
Oh, shit. All right. If you want to contact us, you can do so via email at saltylanguage@gmail.com. You can find us over on the Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony. And also Snapchat Salty _ Liggity Language.
And I'm at Ninjitsu.
And of course we're on Facebooks and Instagrams and all that fun stuff.
On Instagram I'm Stunami if you want to, follow and see Funko Pops. That is mostly what I post. I mean, because I'm just not big on the selfies.
I can't remember. I think I'm the Monotony on Instagram.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, or just follow the Salty Language account, whatever.
Yeah, just follow everything we're involved with.
Yeah.
Except my children. Don't follow them.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Yeah. Well, please don't do that.
Exactly.
They're not even my kids, but it's just a little weird. However, follow Pam Olsen, but not on social media.
Yeah, just creepily at a distance.
Yeah. Or really close if you want to. I mean, if you're that brazen.
Slowly make the throat cut motion across your neck.
Right. Or dress up as Death and just start following her around. That's good times. Everyone loves that joke. So
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Just point at her and you just keep moving.
Yeah, exactly.
You
want a cure for your migraines?
Oh, man. So, yeah, it's good times right there. Can't think of anything else. Have I missed anything?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. So, well, again, if you need any links for us, they're all over at saltylanguage.com. So
it's true.
And yeah, so I guess until next time, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty, you savages.
I figured you were going to go with fuck Pam Olsen.
I should have. I'm trying to get her out of my brain. She's starting to give me a migraine.
Right. Man, I don't know this week. I kind of feel like repeating last week's, Hands up, chins, hands up, chins down, and we'll always wear darks.
Those are darks, you betcha.